Every year in July, my mother-in-law organizes a family gathering. She's been doing it since before I even joined the family. This year, when I arrived, I noticed something different. All the daughters-in-law were sitting together at the same table, separate from the children. My mother-in-law poured the coffee, sat down with us, and said, "This year's gathering is different. This year we're going to talk about what each of you already knows, but none of you have said out loud. My name is Daniela. I'm 36 years old, and what happened last Saturday in that house is something I haven't been able to stop replaying since, because it had the structure of something someone had planned with chilling care. You understand that every detail was calculated, every word was chosen, every chair was exactly where it should be. It wasn't a family gathering. It was something a 67-year-old woman had been building for months, for a specific moment. And that moment was last Saturday at 4 in the afternoon, with the coffee on the table and the children in the garden, unaware of what was happening inside. To understand what happened, you need to know the family I've been with for 8 years. My mother-in-law's name is Consuelo, 67 years old, widowed for 12. One of those women who seem gentle on the surface, and with time you understand that gentleness is a choice, not a trait. She never raises her voice, never confronts anyone directly. But there's something about the way she observes the rooms, the way she listens to conversations without seeming to, the way she remembers details no one told her directly, that made it clear to me from the beginning that there was much more beneath that calm surface than anyone could see. She has 4 sons, all married. The eldest is Rodrigo, married to Patricia for 14 years. Patricia is 41, an accountant, quiet. The kind of person who observes before speaking. She's been in this family for years and knows every undercurrent of every dynamic better than anyone. The second son is Andres, married to Marcela for 11 years. Marcela is the most expressive of the 4, the one who laughs the loudest at gatherings, the one who hugs when she arrives and when she leaves, the one who seems the happiest of all, and who sometimes, in specific moments that I've learned to recognize, has a fleeting expression that doesn't match that happiness. The third is Felipe, my husband, to whom I've been married for 8 years. The fourth is Daniel, the youngest, married to Sofia for 3 years. Sofia is the newest of the 4 in this family. She's 28, still in that stage where you try to fit in, where you interpret everything in good faith because you haven't yet had enough time to learn to read between the lines. Consuelo's July gatherings are always the same. A barbecue in the garden, the men around the fire talking about work and soccer, the children running among the adults, the women going back and forth from the kitchen with salads and desserts, mingling with the men but always with that characteristic energy of someone who's also making sure everything runs smoothly. On Saturday, I arrived at 3 in the afternoon with Felipe and my children. From the moment I walked in, I noticed something different about the layout of the house, but I didn't immediately think of it because I didn't know exactly what it was, only that something was different. Consuelo greeted me at the entrance as always. She kissed me on the cheek. I told her everything was lovely and she said, "Thank you, daughter. I wanted something special today." The men were in the garden as usual. The children were already running around outside. Consuelo gently took my arm and led me to the dining room. Patricia and Marcela were already seated at the dining room table. Not at the garden table where we always ate, but at the indoor table, the one used for formal Christmas dinners and big birthdays. They both looked at me when I came in with an expression I couldn't immediately decipher. I sat down. 5 minutes later, Consuelo came in with Sofia on her arm, the youngest, the one who hadn't yet learned to read this family. Sofia looked at me with a smile that said, "What's going on?" I couldn't answer because I didn't know either. Consuelo went to the kitchen. She came back with a tray of 5 coffee cups. She placed them in front of each of us with a precision that at the time seemed simply careful, but which I later understood was something else entirely. She sat at the head of the table, looked at each of us silently for a second. At Patricia, at Marcela, at me, at Sofia. That scanning of Consuelo's eyes that isn't aggressive, but evaluative, like someone checking that everything is in place before starting. And she said, "This year the meeting is different. This year we're going to talk about what each of you already knows, but none of you have said out loud." No one spoke. Outside, you could hear the men laughing and the children playing. Consuelo placed her hands on the table, clasped together, with that calmness of hers that I never quite understand, whether it's cold or not.